Hey everyone! Following Blitzer's post, I've decided to share my own thoughts regarding the upcoming physics updates in Geometry Dash 2.2. I'm not going to speak from the perspective of a highly skilled player, because I'm not one, nor will I delve into the intricacies of the 2.2 physics, as plenty of more qualified people have already done that. I'm going to approach this from a different angle, as someone who has been a part of this community for over a decade. I'll get straight to the point without waxing lyrical. The real issue with this limitation isn't about how it will affect the physics or the gameplay experience. The problem lies in the very fact of imposing such a limitation in the first place. I've seen many posts like RobTop cap the physics at 360 FPS, not 240 to make it fair. But that wouldn't solve the issue, and here's why. Imagine there's a very difficult level. Now, think of a player who wants to beat it. What stands between the player and the level is exactly all the technical aspects of the process. That means the FPS, the monitor, the mouse, and other peripherals. And the higher the quality of these, the more purely a player can apply their skills to beat the level. In other words, the better the conditions are, the less resistance the player's skill has to overcome. We're living in the 21st century, and technology is constantly advancing. This means the intermediary between the player and the game is becoming less of an obstacle every year. Mouse latency drops, monitor refresh rates climb, new helpful mods are developed, innovative gadgets like SEO device emerge, and so on. It's akin to auto racing, where over the years cars are perfected, leading to ever more impressive records. But what would be the point of racing if Formula One back in the 80s had imposed an engine power limit that was only appropriate for that era? Racers would have simply hit a technical ceiling, and the disparity in results among the best drivers would diminish over time, stripping the sport of its evolution, and thus, its interest and meaning. Geometry Dash is also dependent on the, let's call it, technical conditions of gameplay. We must not forget that this is a game where you have only one attempt to complete a level, during which you're likely, at several points, to be just a couple of frames away from death. It's precisely this technical progress, combined with the talent of the players, that allows us to witness the verification of more and more extremely difficult levels. What was once unthinkable to complete in the era of 60 Hz phones has long since been in the legacy list nowadays. Now, imagine if RobTop, following the verification of Bloodbath, when players first started to talk widely about the advantages of higher refresh rates, had introduced a 144 FPS cap in version 2.0. Even a 180 FPS cap would have seemed tolerable, or perhaps even a reasonable sacrifice at the time, possibly for the same reasons being pursued in the upcoming update. But where would we be today, years later, with such a 144 FPS limitation? Certainly not in a good position. Opinions on the limits of human capability in Geometry Dash can vary. Some may believe in them, while others deny them. However, I genuinely believe that it is the combination of new players' talent and technological progress that has allowed the demon-slaying scene to thrive so successfully, confidently pushing forward even after many years and generating immense excitement around the game and its most skilled players. If we remove technological advancement from this equation, we might just hit a wall in terms of difficulty. We could quickly reach the current limits of what's possible in current conditions. And it wouldn't even matter what those limits were. 240 FPS or 360, even 480. No one knows what will yield the greatest potential for GD in 5 years. And that's without even mentioning the inevitable step back in a level difficulty. I doubt that verifying a hypothetical top 30 with the same effort as verifying a top 5 in the previous version would be motivating for top players. No matter how much the more, advanced community sympathizes with each other, in the eyes of the broader community, harder than the golden will never sound as cool as harder than Acheron. Let's get to the bottom line. Although my profile in the game is hosting levels and creating, even I acknowledge that it's the hardest levels and the emotions surrounding them that generate a huge part of the hype, which has kept this game afloat through years even without any updates. If we as a community can save it, that would be a tremendous achievement for us. I believe there's only one right decision here, to trust the players to regulate the realm of demons slaying themselves. We've managed it successfully for almost 8 years, and I see no reason why this should change after 2.2. Good luck to everyone, and goodbye.